Hi Scorpio, welcome to your reading for the month. This is done for the month of September 2021, but if you've been guided to this reading outside of that time frame, then I believe there's a message here for you. This is for Scorpio sun, moon, or rising, or if you have a stellium, which is 3 or more planets in a sign, this can be helpful to you. As always, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate 100% for you, so keep the parts that do and leave the rest for whoever it may be intended for. I have already meditated on the cards, so give me a moment to shuffle and we'll get started with your reading. Okay, Scorpio, so this month I'm using the Druidcraft Tarot deck and the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. Let's get started with your reading. You're starting off the first week with the Four of Pentacles. Now this represents rootedness and the desire for long-term security. 4 is the number of formation, so I think you're making a plan about what will bring this rootedness you desire, figuring out where you want to settle or anchor, and determining things that will bring in or create more security for you, I think. Financial planning is going to be a part of this scenario also. Now, this could involve a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, but it definitely involves the material possessions in some way. So maybe you're decluttering or eliminating some things that you don't need anymore. Time frame for this energy to complete is winter. So around about January, February, March. But this is earth energy, so it's very practical. It's like you're very protective of what you've accumulated over time, but it's like you're now concerned with increasing your net worth more than your possessions, and saving money and investing are more prioritized right now. Now, in rare instances, this can indicate an inflexible attitude that's resistant to change, so make sure you're not doing that now. Related to work, make sure you're in the best type of environment for you, because working in a highly stressful environment that's super fast-paced or maybe going through some confusing changes right now is going to make you feel really anxious. So this could be getting more in your line of work, possible change of direction, something that feels more secure and stable to you. Now, I think you're being very sensible right now, but do remember that balance is key, because, you know, if you swing too far, it can easily turn to greed, excessive control, or becoming overly focused on the material and wealth at the expense of other areas of your life. But that's the only downside of this card, is that there can be an overemphasis on material wealth as opposed to spiritual wealth. Now, clarifying this card, you have, well, would you look at that? Abundance planning. Yep, planning your abundance, establishing a solid plan for your future. So, you know, one that's strongly tied to your living expenses and getting them organized. Now, the other side of your financial abundance equation is generating more money now. So it is a good time to review all your bank accounts, your investments, and credit cards, as well as any loans you're carrying. 1 is the number of new beginnings. So I think you're starting new in this area and changing the way you do things, which is good news for this security that you're trying to create. Just keep it very practical, like this earth energy touched on, okay? Now, second week, you have the Lord. Now, this represents leadership, a father figure, or authority. 4, the number of formation again. So I think you're taking the example that you're setting to your family very seriously now, wanting to be a good role model for them. This could also represent marriage for some of you, like the actual ceremony this week or legal paperwork associated with marriage. This could involve an Aries, or this could involve spirituality in some way, or an inner change in you somehow. But time frame for this energy to complete is spring, so April, May, June, roundabout. This is fire energy though, so there's some kind of spark that happens in a certain area of life now, or mentally, creatively in some way. You could be offering guidance, advice, or wisdom to someone now, could be to your children or a child, and in doing so, you're demonstrating authority and grounding, or maybe your dad or father figure is doing this for you. But enjoy the assertiveness and confidence that this energy, this self-control and this focus brings. Maybe could be that you're wanting blessing or affirmation from this father figure and feel that you can't achieve your dreams and goals without that, or without their support in some way. That's just for some of you. If you're inquiring more about work, then this is a good time for you to speak up and be heard at your job. And you are encouraged to do so rather than shrinking into the background just because you're worried about judgment of some kind. Now, financially, it would be wise to invest in safer or well-established initiatives now. Related to relationships, this is a very traditional and strong partner. Yeah, this can also be a reminder to be logical about your health or well-being if you're having any thoughts about that this week. But I'm getting a strong family vibe type of energy from this, and I think you're definitely providing, protecting, and defending your loved ones in some way now. Or there's a strong focus or thoughts about that, about defending, protecting, providing in some way. Now, second week of the month, that's why you're so focused on this here, this security. But clarifying this, you have spent time with animals. Now, the message of this card is that animal guides are present in your life, providing protection, sharing wisdom, pointing you in the right direction, and teaching you the ways of unconditional love, really. 48 reduces to a 12, which is a 3, which is the number of creativity. I think somehow bonding with the animals in your life, appreciating them, respecting all animals in general, really connecting with their sentient nature and acknowledging their own unique souls will be so beneficial for you now. This will be also part of the example I think that you're setting here for your immediate family and in turn future generations is what I'm getting. But for those of you getting married, this could represent a creative way to include an animal or a pet in the ceremony. Now, third week, you have 10 of Pentacles reversed. Now, this can represent foreclosure, not always in the very, specific, actual foreclosure. Can be metaphorically in some way, but this can be the downside of wealth. 10 is the number of the end of a cycle. So something is finalizing or coming to a close now, leaving something that's not necessarily your choice, perhaps. Could also be turning away from a family situation or a legacy of some kind, changing the way you're doing things may be different than the way your family has always done them. But related to a relationship where the relationship is relatively new, for those of you that the marriage part is not resonating for, this can suggest that while so this relationship is new, but you're keen to progress it further, but you're still not 100% sure that it has the potential for the long term, and you may be questioning whether your partner is truly husband or wife material or not. For others, this can mean that a marriage has come to an end very recently and it's now going through a process of divestment or splitting the assets and home, stuff like that. This is being clarified by Hydrate. The message of this card is that you are made of water and are in touch with the tides of life. So through making eco-conscious choices, this can help preserve the resources of this planet. That could be something you're being guided to do, because this can be financial loss in some way. So to be more conscious of your choices of how you use your resources. So when you're rebuilding, if this is pertaining to you, when you're rebuilding after this energy, this experience, just make sure you keep this in mind, like where and how things are sourced. Is it in a way that's healthy for you and others and the planet and the animals? Also, this can just be a simple reminder to take care of yourself through this process here. Stay hydrated and take in only that which is pure, body, mind, and spirit, okay? Now, fourth week, you have Seven of Pentacles. This represents harvesting, patience, and a long-term view. 7 is the number of wisdom, so I think you're being wise and patient now, knowing or feeling that something will soon be ready. Some of you can take a break now to enjoy the results of your hard work. Others may need to be more patient and could also be evaluating things because you don't want to keep putting your heart and soul into something if you're not getting the rewards for it. And you may have started to see that there's some areas in your life that are just becoming energy sappers, that aren't producing fruit or reward. Also, it's often at the time of greatest success that you realize what you desired so much is in fact somewhat disappointing. You hear that all the time. People say, oh, they were striving to get to reach a certain point, and then they got there and they felt like, oh, that was it, and now they're thinking about the next thing they need to accomplish. So, perhaps not worth all the effort when you've reached somewhere that you've been thinking about, or maybe even that you wish you had directed the energy elsewhere or in a different way. So maybe some of you are going through that now. Related to career, you may be interested in building a business yourself from the ground up, or pursuing a concept that will bear fruit later on in the future. But you definitely have the necessary skills now in making long-term investment, particularly in a financial sense and a general life sense, really. Now, if you're in an established relationship, then I think you're aware that the relationship itself is on a journey and that you have to put the effort in now to reap the rewards later. Two people coming together always require a little bit of work, right? You're both completely unique individuals. But this is you being willing to do so. I think you're also willing to invest in your spiritual development now in ways that help you over the long term in all areas of your life, particularly that will benefit your relationship. But you have a strong desire to invest in general this week, it feels like, in the things that will provide long-term benefit. We're seeing that in 3 of the 4 weeks here. Now this is being clarified by Sweet Treat. Life is sweet is the message of this card. 50 reduces to a 5, which is the number of instability. So while things may not be completely smooth at all times this week, there is always something to be thankful for and things that can help improve your mood. Like indulging in a sweet treat. And that's a good reminder to find joy in even the little things, right? Maybe you're working on your baking skills this week, or investing in something, as we said here, related to this now. That could be something you can look into. This is could be a business idea. So that is what I have for you, Scorpio. I really hope that was helpful for you in some way. If it was, please let me know by liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you don't already do so. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload next month's videos. I hope you guys have a fantastic month. Take care. Bye.